Welcome back to Dead and Alive Guy channel. How we doing? Come on in, grab yourself a drink, and let's talk some history. Today I want to talk about the original, in fact the original, the very first American music publisher. Before Spotify and CDs and vinyl, there was this guy. You guessed it, we're talking about Benjamin Carr. So come on in, let's get into it. Born in London in 1768 into a family of professional musicians, his father, Joseph Carr, was already a well-established music engraver and publisher. In fact, the Carr family name carried weight on both sides of the Atlantic. Joseph had set up shop in Baltimore, and Benjamin's brothers were also involved in the trade. Music was the family business. Young BC grew up immersed in it, trained as an organist, a tenor singer, and a composer before making his way across the Atlantic. In 1793, he arrives in Philadelphia, just in his mid-20s and traveling with a stage company. Philadelphia at this time wasn't just always sunny, it was the cultural hub of the new United States Republic, the political capital. Theaters are buzzing, and a hungry public is eager for music. So Carr saw an opportunity. Within 1 year of his arrival to the States, he had already opened his own publishing house in New York and Philadelphia, and almost immediately he was recognized as, quote, decidedly the most important and prolific publisher in America. That year he made a bold promise to publish a brand new song every Monday. And he delivered for like 5 weeks straight, at least. His first release in the series was The Kentucky Volunteer, a patriotic piece that made history as the first song copyrighted under the United States Constitution. If you visit the Smithsonian today, you can still see the original sheet music, the earliest copyrighted music in America, bearing BC's imprint. But publishing was just part of his journey. Ben was also a tireless teacher. He taught piano, harpsichord, voice, and more, producing instruction manuals that became standards in early American musical education. His lessons and exercises in vocal music was widely used. In Philly, Carr founded the Musical Fund Society, which became one of the most important cultural institutions in the city. For this, and his many other contributions, he earned the nickname Father of Philadelphia Music. He was also hired by the Philadelphia New Theater, where he composed and arranged music for productions night after night, bringing European sophistication and American spirit together on the stage. And, not to be forgotten, Old BC was a performer too, a tenor with a commanding presence, and later a deeply respected organist. For the last 20 years of his life, he rotated through different churches in Philadelphia, never tying himself to just one, preferring to share his talent broadly. He was known for his devoutness, his generosity with students, and his belief that music should serve the community. His compositions span all kinds of genres: piano sonatas, hymns, theatrical works, and other songs. One of his most enduring pieces, which currently is playing in the background, is the Federal Overture from 1794. It's a massive patriotic work full of energy. One of his other ballads, The Little Sailor Boy from 1798, became immensely popular. It was sung and played in parlors all across the country. And remarkably, Carr is credited as the first American composer to set Shakespeare to music. He wrote music for Macbeth while in New York in 1795, a bold move for the time. His religious works, especially Hymn of the Virgin, are considered some of the finest examples of early American religious music. His writing shows both a grounding in European traditions and a distinctly American freshness. BC lived a long and productive life. By the time he passed away in 1831 at the age of 62, he had already laid the groundwork for the American music publishing industry. He trained a generation of musicians and left behind a catalog that blended artistry with cultural significance. So yes, when you hear the phrase Father of Philadelphia Music, it's not just a nickname. It's recognition of a man who shaped the very beginnings of American musical life. Alright, thanks for joining me. That's all I've got for today's Dead Guy. But if you appreciate my lighthearted history telling and want more, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've got more coming, so stay tuned. We're going to tackle the famous, the forgotten, the dead, and the alive guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.